What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of SSC Podcast. This is episode 93, baby. Yes, and I believe I'm here to be with some other guests, some other panel members. We'll see if they make it through. They said they were. So, It helps if I unmute my mic. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, MM2K, back again with another episode of SSC Podcast. Golly. We are to have some guests today, and I think they're coming. I believe so in my heart. In my heart of hearts, they're coming. They may straggle in later. But we've been on a 2-week hiatus, y'all, and I didn't want to start off late. You know how we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? We've been coming up to the mic all drunk and slow and, you know, starting like 15 minutes after the hour. And then by the time we start our after show, it's already like 7:45, you know what I mean? So we're already 45 minutes behind the game. So I didn't want to do that this week. So we're going to start off on time, and hopefully the other panel members, they will make it as well. I'm just sitting here, running my mouth and delaying and trying to stretch this out because I'm out here sending notifications. Can you do us a huge favor and let all of your friends know that we are live as well? Hold on, what's going on here? Okay. Let all your friends know that we're live. Go ahead. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagrams, all that stuff. Just send out a tweet, post, whatever. Let everybody know that we are now live. As a matter of fact, I never even thought about posting to Instagram. We have a decent, well, I have a decent following on Instagram. We need to make a StadiaDosage Instagram account. Got to get on that. Let me see here. Let me do this. Boom. And while I'm here, let's go to Instagram real quick. Do it for the gram. What's up, everybody? I see y'all there. I'm going to get to y'all in a hot second. Just normally, I can fluff my way around and continue. Yeah, I am MM2K. So let me continue as Mighty Most 2000. And I would like to put a post out there on Instagram. And I do one. Search. Oh, you can't post on Instagram from the web? Oh, that sucks. Profile. No, you can't. Can you? I think you can. All right. No, that's sending a message.
Can't hear.
Uh-oh. You can't hear me? Uh-oh, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your, there might be something wrong with your mic. Or something wrong with your headset, brother. I think they can hear me in the chat. Yeah, they can. Oh, look at Jeff. Jeff is messing with me in the chat. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah, my audio. I don't know. My PC keeps switching my audio settings. I don't know why.
Oh no, that's sorry, brother. That is okay, man. We're glad that you made it, man. We're glad that you made it.
All right. Fool, you didn't answer me. I was like, what time are we starting?
Oh, I didn't see that. I just put the notes out there, which has the time on it. You know, it just has the time on it, brother. But how you been, man? This is Peter Cottontail, also host of SSC Podcast. How you been, man?
Good, man. Just working.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Just work all the time, man.
Hold on, I'm doing something new. I'm putting this out on the gram. There we go. We doing something new. See, I'm getting out of my from behind my walker, put down my Geritol and my Metamucil, and I actually went to Instagram and I put a notice out there that we're live. So let's see if we get a whole bunch of some of them hippin' and happening kids from Instagram to come over here. Let me do one more thing. Let's go here. Yeah, baby. A lot of Stadia news, man. What you think about the news today, Pete?
Man, there's so much going on with Stadia right now, and I'm like having issues keeping up.
Absolutely. So now that we got Pete here, now I feel comfortable because I can't go live on air unless Pete is cussing me out and reminding me of all my constant failures. So now we can go, folks. But before we do that, let's do this. We're going to go out of order today, Pete, because it's going to be me and you riding the ship today. Daryl Smock is supposed to join us. I don't know if he is. And then Lo-Fi Monk. I just want to throw that in there, let everybody know in advance that Lo-Fi said that he might join us. He's not 100% sure. So we might have 2 more panel members, but it looks like me and you are going to be flying the ship today, good brother. So can you do us a huge favor? Let us know what you've been playing this week.
Okay, so surprisingly, not Elden Ring. I played it for a little bit.
I don't believe you.
So I recently bought Vampire the Masquerade.
That is. I've seen you playing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you like it?
I just started it. It's pretty. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The animations when they're talking are just weird. They look weird.
like janky.
Yeah, it just looks like all jagged and like it just looks. If you, I had a stream of it. If you just watch that, you'll see what I mean. Like their faces, dude, are just like unimaginable.
Does it look like me and you after 5 bottles of Mad Dog 2020 went into a art studio and did the animations? Is that what it looks like?
It looks worse than that.
Oh wow, I gotta play it now. I gotta see this for myself. Oh man, but go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother.
It's good. You're good. It's a good game. It's just
Mhm.
like the animations are weird. Um, as usual, I've been on Stadia playing Destiny 2.
Gotcha.
Uh, I did a first look stream of Elemental War 2, which actually seems really fun.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
let's see. Speaking of that, I'm also doing something for StadiaDosage regarding that.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else have I been.
Great
Dude, I've been
interview, by
playing
the
so
way, that
much.
you did with Eves. We're going to be
Was
getting
it?
into
Yeah,
that too. Yeah, that was a
yeah.
hell of an interview. Yeah, good stuff.
Um, dude, I've been playing so much. Honestly, I
Hmm.
forget like just how much. Oh, I've been playing Dying Light 2.
Okay.
Um, I'm ashamed to say I got back into Call of Duty a little bit.
Hey, we all can't be perfect.
League of Legends. Yeah, I need to stop. Those games are toxic. Those games are just like games you should not play.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's cool because all I've been playing is Division 2 and Madden. And I see Jeff. I see you up in my chat, man. Yeah, that's right. I've been playing Madden, and you can't stop me, brother. No, shout out to Jeff G. Me and Jeff are gonna have a big debate because Madden is a fraud to him. EA is a fraud. They're stealing your babies and raiding the villages of their chickens and hens, according to Jeff. And we're gonna battle this out, and we're gonna debate this. But we got Ray 3473 in the house. Stadia Pro. Hey, look, SPG. I hope I'm not doing this out of order. Let me know if I am. I deeply apologize, but this Sunday I will be on Stadia Pro Gaming's channel as we do the retro gaming show. I've been wanting to do this again for a long time, but my wife got sick and all other stuff, and now we're finally able to do it. So Jeff, I don't know how I'm going to be because Jeff's been threatening me the last few months over Madden. So we might not talk about any retro gaming and just debate Madden there. No, it's going to be a hell of a show. Definitely check me out there. I'm not sure what other guests will be there, but it's going to be all in fun. So SPG, if you could do. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
Sorry. Hey,
No.
SPG,
Yeah.
I've been telling y'all I want to hop on one of your shows. We just need to get the time up, but if I can do it, I want to hop on one of your shows because believe it or not, I do have some knowledge in retro. And I'm trying to chat.
There you have it. SPG, drop a link, or Jeff, I see you in there, Jeff. If you could drop a link, if you have a direct link to the show or to the channel so people can bookmark it for this Sunday, man. It's gonna be some old geezer. It's old geezer time. We're gonna pull out some old Milwaukee and talk about gaming in the good old days with Pong and Joust. That we're gonna have a good time. Twisted Baba's in the house. What's going on, good brother? He said all we need is little Wilson. Geek to Sneak. What's up, folks? Jeff sitting there messing with me, man. He's calling me a chicken. Jeff, I ain't got to prove nothing to you. I said Madden is the best game ever. We'll talk about that Sunday. Been on Hades. I'm on a rogue-like kick, says Dustin Aran, a.k.a. the Postmaster. We got Chariot Man Gaming in the house. He said, what's up, M2K? We got Psalmist Pro here as well. Christopher Torres. What's going on, good brother? We got Cloud Busters. What's up? He says, which Far Cry 60 frames per second? We're going to get into that, my good friend. You tuned into the right place to find out. Chariot Man again. He says, that's correct. Let's see here. And Ray just put something up there. Ray says, I'm driving and listening. I'm glad you are. All right, tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live. What I'm going to do is let everybody know what games I've been playing. Oh, no, I did that already. It was Madden, Division 2. I was about to get into Far Cry Primal, and I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? So I still haven't tried that out yet. What else have I played? There's something else that. Say that again.
You're not a real Far Cry fan.
I'm not. I'm a jerk.
No,
I'm a jerk. I'm a fraud.
Jerk. Yeah, just total fraud. Nobody should trust you.
I swear, brother, there was something else. Oh, I was trying Ghost Recon Breakpoint just to see, because here's my ultimate hope for Ghost Recon Breakpoint is that at some point in time, they have some mercy on that port they go and brush it up just a little bit, and make it just a little bit better in the 60 frames per second mode. And I always check periodically. I always check like every other week or so to see if they did that, which they didn't. But that's here nor there. All right, so that's what I've been playing this week. I guess we can get into what we're going to be talking about today. Join us for episode 93 as we talk 60 frames per second Far Cry finally landing on Stadia. Popular city skyline impresses. Immersive stream gets surprising showing at I.O. and much more. But let's start off with another reference to, well, you know what we do. Let me show you something.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
You're being a horrible host.
Yeah, I am. No, you didn't give me a chance. Damn it. You were waiting for me not to share my screen with you. It's an inside joke, y'all, for those that are listening on the audio podcast. I got to remind them, whenever I don't share my camera with what the hell? Hey. I'm being a horrible host to myself. Whenever I don't share my screen with them, they let me know that I'm being a horrible host, and I don't know what the hell I just did, but I did something that kind of messed it up on my side. Anywho, this is the StadiaDosage website. Now, later today, we are going to talk about this article, the new outright titles coming to Stadia. That's big news. But I just wanted to bring you guys to this website. I mean, this website is just bumping full of fantastic articles. Really, I don't even have to write any show notes. I'm doing that to make myself seem special. I can just pretty much run the show off the site. Great news articles. We have great article writers. One is on the panel. Give you a hint, it's not me. He wrote a fantastic interview that we're going to talk about later. Definitely check out the website, StadiaDosage.com. And I wanted to give a special thank you to all of you guys and gals that have been checking this content out. I mean, and this is the first time Pete's hearing this too, because I just let Jack know because I was looking at some stuff. Since the site,
why are you keeping me out of the loop?
I know, because I'm a jackass. I'm a jackass. I won't use the original song from Jack Black. But reason why is because I had, right before I went live, I just sent Jack a message. Since we had a lot of good traffic the first week, right? That we went live. But since then, since that first week, even with all that good traffic, we've gone up 1,000% in viewership. Not 200, 300, 1,000% in viewership and engagement. So thank you guys so much. These guys have done a fantastic job on the website, and we really appreciate you guys checking it out. And it looks like you like us. So shout out to Jack, Pete, and company. The homie Daryl Smock, who might still be coming on too. He's a contributor as well. Just thank you all for the fantastic job that you've done there. So what do you think, Pete? 1,000% of you guys, do you guys deserve that, or is it a bot? Somebody will say, no, that's just a bot. What do you? What are your thoughts on the website, Pete?
I don't know, man, because I think we're also doing good on the search engine optimization, so we're popping up more. Like if I Google something with StadiaDosage, it's the first link that pops up to whatever I Google about.
Oh wow,
awesome. Site. So I would assume that we're doing good. That's how I find things to reference sometimes, because I'll just Google whatever StadiaDosage, and then it'll find me the article I'm looking for. So that's pretty nice.
Psalmist Pro said, "Glad I'm on time for once. So am I." I'm glad that I'm on time as well for once. But no, shout out to everybody. Yeah, man. So thank you guys. And look, what we try to do on the website, and I'll let Pete wrap up these thoughts, because again, he's contributing way more than I am. What we try to do on this website is we try to be fair. We try to come down the middle. But again, we take this from a viewpoint of people that are interested in Stadia. that are interested in Stadia, that are looking to see what it has to offer because they understand what the platform is. They understand what it's about. They don't overshoot the moon on it. It's not, we haven't taken the mantle of saying, well, until, we're going to compare it to Xbox and PlayStation. Until then, I got something snarky to say with each article. We haven't taken that mantle. We'll leave that to others. But just so you know what angle we're working from, and we're going to come down the middle. If stuff is good, we're going to talk about it. If it's bad, we're going to do it as well. Pete is a straight shooter, and he's a contributor as well. So at least when you're coming to our website, which we're not a big one, but if you're coming to our website, that's what you're going to get. In addition to that, I want to thank the bigger publications, the big ones. You know what I'm saying? The real big ones that go out there, and they do the same thing. I put a tweet out there earlier. Shout out to Chrome Unboxed. Shout out to the people at XDA, man. They're really killing it now. And shout out to my homie Chris Holt. He does some freelance stuff for Forbes and other publications. That's the type of stuff that we need. We need big time journalists to come from that same angle. Just come down the middle. Don't oversaturate it. Don't overshoot the moon on what the product is. Because there is a lane for it, even if it's not a lane for you, there is a lane for the consumer. So if you're that, I'm not going to create a website about steak and have it cater to vegans. That just doesn't make any sense. So if I am someone that is talking about Stadia, I got to understand who the demographic is, and I got to cater, okay, is this making that demographic happy or not, or what is relative to that demo? You know what I'm saying? We're not a publication that writes at StadiaDosage. We're not a publication that writes to those that have a mainstream gaming approach to all this stuff. It's for the demo for Stadia, and these guys have done a great job. Any closing remarks on that, Pete, about the website and what you guys provide?
No, I mean, so I usually never really write, even though I think I'm halfway decent at writing.
Mm-hmm.
Until I started writing for StadiaDosage, and it's kind of like I can't always write because I'm busy, but when I do have the time, I do put out articles, and I happen to like my articles. So
Yes,
it's a nice feeling.
It appears that a lot of people like your, so that's great news. All right, guys, we got a lot of news to talk about, but we're going to get into the breaking news right now. So let's do it. Let me go to my graphics. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking. Okay, that didn't work. What happened? Oh, that's right, because I don't have it there. Breaking news. Outright Games. Pete, we're gonna on the website, if you check it out, we have an article about Outright Games. The new titles that have been announced. They are here. I gotta go back again.
I have them.
Say that again, brother.
I have them all. The new games announced. I see the articles. The new games announced. And other ones right after that.
Yep. New Outright Games the first one is Paw Patrol Grand Prix. We have Dragons Legends of the Nine Realms. Let me see what else we got here. We got Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. That looks dope. My Little Pony, A Maritime Bay Adventure. And let me see what else. I think that's it. So, go ahead. Oh, DC Justice League game. Now, I don't know if this has been announced for Stadia as of yet, but they said that just because they haven't announced it yet doesn't mean that it's not coming. They said, so keep your ears to the ground on this one. So a lot of interesting stuff per Outright Games' little showcase that they had today. So let me ask you, Pete, why is Outright Games catalog being on Stadia important?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, I can.
One, you missed one first.
I did. Oh. Which one
You
did I
did.
miss?
See, horrible host. It's you missed LOL surprise
Oh, I
BB's
see. Yeah,
moment
LOL
travel.
surprise. Oh, yep. My bad.
Yes,
Okay, here we
my
go. So
niece
we
would
got.
love that game. It's very cute. Um, so honestly, it's good that they're bringing their games because Stadia seems to be for a lot of like family-based
Mm-hmm.
households.
Yep.
And if you have little ones, Stadia is such an easy thing to get them into, has good parental controls,
Yep.
everything. It's like the ideal little playground if you want to like lock them down to like a few games. And all of these games, I'm personally kind of interested in Star Trek because I'm just a space geek too. But besides that, it's good for a lot of variety in that they have games for everybody
Yep.
and they're
Absolutely.
consistent.
Yep. And look, I feel that without games like this on your platform, you don't have a good chance of seeing casual gamer success because a lot of like younger gamers, they don't want to play their own little separate speak and math game system or Fisher Price system anymore. They want to play what daddy's playing. You know what I mean? So if you have a platform that can provide you Division Two, World War Z and others, and the kids can feel like, well, I'm cool like daddy. I'm playing on a CCU like that, and they can play the Star Trek game or whatever. That's awesome. That's a unison that happens and creates success for other platforms. And it's good to see that Stadia did the smart thing, had a partnership with Outright Games, and they're bringing games like this. And we were talking to Ninja Guy earlier. He brought up a great point. He said that Outright Games, when it comes to these family-friendly games, they seem to be the most polished and the most consistent. So I can't think of a better team for these type of games for them to be partnered with. What does this say though, Pete, about those that were proclaiming that Stadia is dying? And because even Outright Games, even the kiddie people are pulling back support, due to the whole, remember the whole DLC thing where they didn't bring the one DLC and the people were yelling at, this showcase and this slew of games that came that we were notified about in one day. What does it say to that motif?
That they still have absolutely no clue what they're talking about. They're basically gonna keep repeating themselves
Yeah,
until they say,
until
"Hey,
it's
we
true.
were right." And I was like, "But
Mm-hmm.
you haven't been right for like 3 years now. You think
Yeah,
you get tired of it, but I guess not."
yeah,
So
exactly.
vindictive for no
Yeah,
reason. I don't get it.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it's like I don't. It's like I think it's the final stages of denial that they're in, but some people will just say, if I keep saying it long enough, maybe it'll be true. I believe it. Maybe I can make other people believe it too. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Because how does the saying go? No, I'm paraphrasing it, but insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, crazy.
I think. Yeah, they're crazy.
And
Just
last but
crazy.
not least, yeah, they are. Yeah, and it's insane because, well, we're going to talk about that in the after show. I'm going to save that part for the after show about the insanity that happens in our community sometimes, even from the people that I think ultimately aren't ill intention towards the platform, but some even those individuals fall into this trap. We're going to talk about that in the after show. So definitely, if you're not a member, you're going to want to become a member for this one because it's going to be a doozy of a conversation. But before we wrap this part up, Pete, any of these games personally interest you?
Mm, honestly, no, except the Star Trek one.
Yep, that's why I got it up here. Same here. I knew that would be your answer. That's why I got to sit up here on the screen. Yep. Yeah, this looks dope. This looks like something that I could play possibly. As a Mass Effect fanboy, this could be something that's kind of somewhat in the OG type of way, kind of in that realm. So I'm interested to see that one. Okay. Well, that's dope stuff, man. Great stuff by Outright Games. I think it's a great partnership. Glad to see it. And I hope we see more of it. Let me go to the chat. Let's go to what some of the people saying in the chat. Christopher Torres says, Cloudbusters, I think you're referring to. I don't want to give that. I don't want to give that one up yet. Rod, stop it. Stop it. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to address that here. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Me and Ron Slusher. We'll talk about Shadow PC tomorrow. That thing it boggled me because I thought it was going to be something a little bit more consumer friendly than it turned out to be, but whatever.
Oh no, it's like the virtual Starbucks. It's for rich people, but it really just does the same thing as any other shop.
Oh my, yeah. Like, I don't know. That just confused me. That confused me. I really like they had that article, and again, like I said, we're going to really flesh that out tomorrow. I am with Ron Slusher. Ron Slusher started. He's the one that started the trouble, but with Daryl Smock. When they talked about when Shadow PC Pete talked about, we're coming for Google Stadia and GFN, I'm thinking that they're going to have some effective, potent entries into the, re-entry into the cloud game that may not be as cheap as Stadia, but is either slightly cheaper or at the same price as GFN's 3080 tier. And when you piecemeal everything together that you're going to need to reasonably play these games, I think, Ray, get me, and Ray, I hate dragging Ray into this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, we're talking about close to $45 when you piecemeal everything, $45 a month to fathomably enjoy cloud gaming on Shadow, unless I got it wrong. Somebody let me know in the chat. What do you think about that, Pete, real quick?
That's expensive, man.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's sweet. No, I'm good. I mean, I like my PC, but like if I'm not at home, I'm working too much to be able to like stop for 5 minutes just to like check something on my PC from work, which I would really never need to do anyway. And it just like the whole thing doesn't make sense, I guess, unless you're just like in business or whatever and you just happen to move a lot, I guess, and you need to use your computer to do a bunch of management. But if you don't, then it's kind of pointless to have. I don't get it.
It's the gaming component to where that's why I always backed away from Shadow. I thought that it worked well. I didn't like the user interface on mobile devices because it was kind of clunky and hard to use. But I liked its performance. Shadow's performance was bomb. It was just, you got enough space to install one game at a time. You know what I mean? Unless you wanted to pay $250,000 to have enough space to download, to install 2 games. And that to me is a deterrent when it comes to cloud gaming. Storage, when you get into the storage game and you're paying for storage, when it comes to cloud gaming at a low level, I think that defeats the purpose. High prices to me, and worrying too much about storage for cloud gaming defeats the purpose to me. So I thought they were going to fix that in the pricing, and it seems like that they didn't. They added more options, and it's just even more expensive. My good brother Simpleton. So y'all gonna make this about Shadow, but we'll talk about because it's relevant as cloud gaming. Simpleton says Shadow PC like that gaming PC your grandmother gets you at Best Buy because the guy said it will play games. It's not designed for games. It just has an okay PC gun. Hey, yo, Simpleton, stop! You're living up to your name. It's all facts.
That's
though.
Wrong.
It's
so
all
wrong.
Simple thing, stupid, but it's all facts. You know what I mean? It's like,
bro, that's facts, but that's wrong.
What did Ray say? Ray didn't say anything. He's just smiling. Oh my God, that's funny.
That man, Ray, stop being a troublemaker.
Oh
Ray
no,
only
Ray's probably still driving.
no,
Ray's still.
Ray's my. Oh yeah, you right. Ray's probably just like, you know what? That's true though.
Ray's driving. Okay, I forgot. I'm sorry, Ray. Oh man, that's horrible. That's horrible. Simpleton, shame on you. I'm gonna put you. I should put you in timeout if that wasn't so damn funny. That was horrible. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. All right, so let's get
people, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. All right, so let's get our topics out here on the screen. We got this week on Stadia. We got immersive stream, and we got dev interviews that we're going to talk about, and whatever else we can fit into the time frame. So let's do it, people. Oh wow, that really looks crazy. I gotta fix that. But anyway, while I'm fixing that, let me do this. So let's talk about this week on Stadia, City Skylines, Far Cry Primal, and more. All right, and it's courtesy of the Stadia blog. The blog post was launched, Pete, and I can't remember who it was in the chat that was asking, oh, what Far Cry game is 60 frames per second? It was Far Cry Primal. That is officially.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, brother. It's 60 frames per second, making it the first Far Cry game to be 60 frames per second on Stadia.
I might have to buy it.
Yeah.
I might. And you know what's funny is, okay, so Epic gave it away for free for like a while ago.
Oh, did they? Oh.
I never signed into my Ubisoft account to play the game on PC. So I still haven't played it. I just knew it was going to come to Stadia, and I was like, oh, hey, it's here now. Yep. So that's pretty cool. I like that. How much is it? Like 15?
Yeah. It's, oh, that's right. You don't have Ubisoft Plus. It's like,
I don't. Oh, I found it.
I think it's $29.99.
Yeah,
which is not cheap, but if you want to play it that bad, like the cool thing about Stadia is you could say, okay, I do want to play this, but I don't know if I want to commit to that price. So what you could easily do is just get it. You don't think it's worth it before you get to your 2-hour mark, return it. So, but yeah, wait. It's 60.
Wait. Uh-oh. I have to show you something.
Uh-oh. Where you sending it to, good brother?
Discord DM.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. Discord DM. Oh man. Here goes Pete. Uh-oh. What? This dude is crazy. He bought it.
I'm going by your logic, 60 FPS. Dude, it's so, God, that's bad. It's so easy to get something on Stadia, I swear.
Yeah. That's dope. It is bad. It is very bad and addictive. Stadia knows what they're doing. That's why when people are like, there ain't no games. No, there's not. Here's what it is. There's two different types of gamers. Now, those of us that are on this panel or that are in the chat, we're kind of like a mix of both. There's gamer number one where they just want to go outside and just run around and chase every single bird, like my cat. I finally let my cat outside this past weekend, and she like lost her mind. You know what I mean? She's like trying to chase every single bird, flipping over the gates and stuff. Like she's never been outside for that extended amount of time. She lost her mind. She's fixated on one bird for 1 second, and then there's another one. There's gamers like that. They got to go through item through item through item through item. All right. Then there's the gamers that just like to salivate over something. They find something they like, and they just want to play it. And I think Stadia, even though Stadia is reworking itself to get more games on there, because they realize that they got to get some bigger games on there as well with the good deals, like with outright games that they're making. Even though they're at that lull point right now, Stadia still wants to curate its content. They don't want to have just Biomutant and Gasoline Simulator. They don't want that, right? So it's for people that'll play a certain amount of games. Certain games do what the casuals do. Again, casuals just buy 7 titles in a console or platform's life cycle. They'll stick to 2 every year. That's what Stadia is for, right? That being said, Far Cry Primal being at the price that it is, because stuff is so curated here, Stadia knows that once you got the platform, you're looking for things to play on this fantastic tech. So in all likelihood, you're going to buy, you're going to do like what a lot of us do and pretty much buy everything on the platform. You know, I don't know, like, I really don't know what games outside of Stadia Pro and what games I've bought a la carte. I don't know. There might be like a handful of games I don't own. How about you, Peter? You in that same boat where you pretty much own everything on the platform?
Yeah. Like, people are like, I want Samurai Showdown. I'm like, bro, I was like, that game was like one of the very first like pro games.
Mm-hmm.
Like December a couple years ago. Like, I was just like, I've had the game for like a long time now. So I've had, needless to say, I have like most of the games. Like when something's on sale, I have most of it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we're not talking about 60 games. There's 265 games, I think. So that's a lot of games. And you guys ain't playing all those games. Like, you know, stop it. And so I'm one of those people to where, yeah, I'd like to have access to everything. That's why I have other platforms. But when it comes down to it, the main reason why Stadia is, you know, my favorite platform is I don't need to indulge in everything. Yes, I want to have access to try out anything that interests me. That's why I have multiple platforms. But when it comes down to it, I'm going to hunker down on the type of games I like to play. Those are Madden, Ubisoft titles, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And some of the other games that Stadia curates, I think they're good. I'm great with that, and that fits the mind state of the average casual gamer. So let me see here. Ray is finally free, or hopefully he didn't like jump off a curb or something like that to send this tweet. He says, "Can you guys see my text?"
I can't.
I see driving and listening, and then I see that one, Ray. That's it. Hey. Oh, no. Here he goes. He says, I use it to work from home and gaming if I go on vacation. I don't have to drag my PC with me on vacation. Yeah, I get it. Yep. It's a great resource for PC usage. I use it for the property management job. Yep.
Guess what?
Uh-huh.
I have to call him out real quick.
Oh, Ray. Ray.
No, not Ray.
Oh, who?
Not Ray.
Man, who?
Hey, Mr. Bayram, you say that you have 171 games on Stadia, huh? Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. I have 180. Woo! And that's not counting Ubisoft Plus.
Uh-oh. Bayram. You gonna let this guy talk to you like that? I don't think you should let Pete talk. I mean, he can talk to me like that all day because I deserve it, but I don't think you should let him talk to you like that.
Hey, even Ray says that he's got more Stadia games.
That's horrible. Mr. Bayram, that's horrible, man. I can't do that to you. It's not cool. He says, Paul, I got it. But here's a funny one. It says, for 45, I'm absolutely confident I can launch you a better equipped gaming rig on my Google Cloud account. Yeah, 45. Oh, man, geez, it's kind of rough, but
$45 a month. You better give me a Threadripper.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Well, they're talking about 3070 equivalent stuff, so which is cool. But yeah, that's too much. I think that. Go ahead.
Whoa, call him foul. Mr. Bayram said, Ray, your mom bought all of mine.
Oh, come on. Hey, stop this. This is a family show. I am not going to put that up there as soon as I can. I'm not going to put that up there. I promise. Somewhat. That's horrible. Shout out to Mr. Bayram and Ray. Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. $45. I get it if you're using it again for mobile PC purposes, and what Ray said makes 1,010% sense. But damn, 45 is still steep. Like, I remember we did a show. I don't know if you remember that show that we did, Pete, where we were talking about what Xbox should do because the tech was so crappy, and we were like, they should buy Shadow. And then we were like, wouldn't it be dope?
Yeah, because Shadow was looking for a seller.
Exactly. And we were like, and Shadow PC, it would be dope if Microsoft bundled the PC usage part of it, gave you a little bit more storage space, and then put all of its Office apps on there, and they charged you $20 for that, for the maximum, and then they charge you $20 for the maximum game version. But when you put both together, it was $35. You know what I'm saying? But 40, Jesus, that's a lot, man.
45's a lot, bro.
That's a lot. Even to do both of those.
I'm telling you, dude, that's like, Shadow is like Starbucks, bro. It's just the place that rich people go to, even though it does the same thing as everybody else, just a little bit fancier.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So with that said, oh man, these guys are cutting up here. You guys are crazy. All right, so let's talk about this week on Stadia. Let me see. You know how we do. Let me show you something. All right, let me actually go to the This Week on Stadia article if I can find the SOB. Hold on, where's it at? Top 10 games. Oh, that's another great article. There it goes. There she goes. All right. So we got City Skyline released on Stadia straight to Stadia Pro. Far Cry Primal, which is the 60 frames per second, and comes today as well. And the article reads, Stadia has released a big This Week on Stadia today, announcing Cities Skyline is now available on Stadia, and better yet, it is free to claim for Stadia Pro subscribers. That's dope. There's also a free trial of the game along with the ride. In addition, both Pearls and East and Curls, Candles, and Candy add-ons on free on the Stadia Store Go with the new free pro game. So yeah, guys, definitely go check that out and get those 2 DLCs. They're free. What else we got going on here? We got 60 frames per second Far Cry Primal, the City Skylines with the free DLC and the demo. We got Dawn of Monsters gets free weekend, which that's a dope game as well. A really great port. Like I'm gonna say it's a top 5 port on Stadia. That port of Dawn and Monsters on Stadia is superb. So check that game out. And last but not least, 9 to 5 leaves early access. So here goes my questions to Pete. Pete, what are your thoughts on City Skylines launching into, not only coming to Stadia, but launching into Pro? What do you think about that?
I don't know how to explain that.
You see here.
Go
ahead, brother. I'm listening.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's good, I guess, especially for a game like that to be launching into Pro, because Stadia is going to dominate simply by having variety. And like, that's all I care about. So if I get bored of one game, it makes it so easy to just switch to another. And I'm telling you, bro, when I'm laying down and I feel lazy, I just straight up use my Google TV and then just like ask it to like launch a game on Stadia, and then it launches it, and I'm just like, this is nice.
That's always a great thing to be, and it's so easy to get into. And
it's so easy.
I'm gonna tell you this: a game like City Skylines, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care if it's free anywhere else, I'm not playing it. But being that it's on Stadia, and Stadia is again so easy to get in and out of games, yeah, I'm trying it. You know,
hey man, you know what you need to do is just take a relaxing bath, and then just build some skylines in the city. City Skylines.
You get some bubble bath, and
get some bubble bath, man. Get your Kishi, your controller, whatever.
Yeah,
launch it on maybe you have a TV in your bathroom. Just play like that, man.
I tried. My wife wouldn't let me.
Oh, I have before, bro. I was in the tub for like an hour. Yeah.
Me and my brother had a bachelor pad years ago, Pete. I want to say about 10, 15 years ago. And oh yeah, we had TVs everywhere. We had a TV in the kitchen, TV in the crapper. We had like 4 TVs up in the attic. I mean, we had TVs that ain't nothing like having a TV in the bathroom. But then when people come back, like, get out, people are knocking on the door. What the hell are you doing in there? Like, are you giving birth? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just, just watching X-Men in the bathroom. I'm sorry. I'm getting out. Yeah. My wife, she won't. Anywho, let me see here. But Ray says, and he's continuing on to further elaborate on Shadow. He says, but I can take my PC anywhere I go. No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's the greatest purpose for Shadow right now.
I mean, like, that's cool that you could take your PC anywhere, but anywhere you go, it's going to take your money from you. So I don't see how that works out, Ray.
Yeah, it's just 45. Oh man, that hurts, man. Ray. I'm already on government cheese and pinto beans, man.
Hey man, my meal is ramen every day, Ray.
Hey,
it's
dude.
a tough world out here.
Yeah, it's rough. I took my wife to Buffalo. What's it called? Earlier today, I was pinching pennies, man. Buffalo Wild Wings. I was pinching pennies, man. Yeah, I mean it's rough out here. So yeah, definitely.
Many nights on corners.
Yeah, it's
maybe
rough.
The occasional alleyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like $45, man. Jeez. Yeah, that's
many late nights counting pennies.
That's 10 boxes of ramen noodles, Ray. That's the way we see it. It's like the dad from
ramen
everybody.
Noodles is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can live off of those.
Dude.
They're amazing. I was raised on Spam, eggs, and rice. If I really needed to like clamp down, I can.
All you need to live is carton of eggs, ramen noodles, and hot dogs. That's all you need. So that's your 3 major food groups.
Bro, I have 3 ways to cook hot dogs. I'm good.
That's all you need. 3 major food groups. You just don't know, especially when I was in college. That's what I lived off of. Hot dogs, ramen noodles, and a carton of eggs. That's it.
In all seriousness, I'm gonna let everybody in the chat know this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Grab like 2 hot dogs, okay?
Uh-oh.
And just chop them up with scissors or a knife. Just chop them up and then fry them in the skillet and then put it in a bowl with some garlic, some cheese of your choice, and some pepper and some hot sauce. That is like the greatest 10-minute snack you could ever have in your life. It's amazing. If you do 2 hot dogs, that's basically a full bowl. It's pretty nice.
That's crazy. But hey, that's coming from Chef Peter Cottontail of PNTS Network. I had to change your name tag on the show. Chef Peter. Yeah, man. Some of the crazy concoctions that I've made. Like, hey, who knows what succotash is?
All I know is succotash because of the cat is like suffering succotash, but like I don't know what succotash is.
It's a fancy name for corn and green beans. So whenever you've made corn and green beans and it's leftovers, people just mixed ish together and they called it succotash to make it like it's something interesting. All of this is leftover corns and green. Yeah, so succotash is another one. If you sprung out for some vegetables, if you spring some extra money for some vegetables. Yeah,
that sounds gross. And like it makes me like, if you wanted to like make someone stop eating, just tell them what succotash is, and then they'll probably lose their appetite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
speaking of appetite, I have food coming.
Oh, do you? Oh, cool. Just let me know.
Well, I mean, I'll let you know when I do. I got a large nerd slushie, and I got some mozzarella sticks.
Oh, it's from who's it? Uber Eats or Postmasters? Or Postmasters?
DoorDash, bro.
DoorDash. Oh, okay.
Forget Uber Eats, bro. Okay, one driver, forget Uber Eats. I had them refund my thing because the driver originally took my order, then said it was delivered. And then another driver called me and said that it was delivered, but it wasn't delivered. And then talk about refused to remake my order. And then it went through like 4 different drivers, and I'm like, okay, bro, whatever. So I just contacted them, had them cancel the order free of charge, and I'm getting food.
That's happened to me with DoorDash. And where Uber Eats, it's been the complete opposite. Like DoorDash, someone would either eat my stuff or leave it at the wrong house, leave it at the apartment building next to my house, and then someone would come into the apartment building like, "Oh, damn, because a chicken sandwich. All right, let me take it upstairs." You know what I mean? And I was like, "This is not an apartment building. What the hell is wrong with you guys?" But yeah, crazy stuff. So, all right, yeah, whenever you got to go, brother, just let me know.
Ain't no way. I'm sorry. No way that your boss pays for Shadow?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. I mean that's not unheard of. That's not unheard of because what did I have?
Nice to have a boss that pays for a PC for you.
Oh yeah,
I guess for the business, then sure. I don't see why not.
It depends, yeah, because I used to way back in the day when our business used to throw away money. I used to have a corporate credit card, and I would just go to my boss and make up something like, I need that new laptop, that Think IQ. Oh, what do you need it for? Has more processing power. And my boss knew nothing about computers, so he's like, okay, he'd write it off, allow it on a corporate credit card, and I'd get it, and they pay for it. Yeah, that's some good stuff. So yeah, man.
Do you get to keep it after that, or no? It's still like
you used to be able to, and then we merged with a company. I got to be careful how I say this. We merged with a company that was in big trouble with the FBI. So anything that was bought on the corporate credit card now merged with their corporate credit, and they had to make a deal with the FBI that whenever somebody bought something off the corporate credit card, that they paid for it. Like, you could pay for it yourself, but I ain't paying for it. I'm not paying for anything. Like, you get on the corporate credit card, you pay for it, damn it. But anything that was bought on a corporate credit card, it had to be returned. They would put this big ass, ugly white and black sticker on the device, and you would have to return it. So, and they did it on purpose. They would put it like on the face of the device so they make it, and you couldn't rip it off or tear it off or get it. I don't know what the sticker was made out of, but the purpose was like so you couldn't use it. You were always reminded that this is not yours to keep, and you better return it. So that's when all the fun that we had dwindled away. But yeah, so City Skylines launching the Pro. I think it's dope. I'm gonna give it a try now. We kind of talked about the 60 frames per second Far Cry Primal, how that's dope. Pete, let me ask you though, do you think that because they did this with Far Cry Primal, you think we should expect to see maybe more Far Cry games get 60 frames per second? Because remember, we would always have that discussion. Maybe it's not possible because of the Dania engine. It's not possible to do 60 frames per second. Well, that's the same engine, and they did it. So, I mean, what's your message to Ubisoft about getting a 60 frames per second mode on all the other Far Cries? What would you say to them?
Ubisoft, y'all know what you're doing with Stadia by now. Just please update the game to 60 FPS, and then everybody's happy.
Please.
Like update Far Cry 6 to 60 FPS, and then I'll resub to Ubisoft Plus. Speaking of Ubisoft, I kind of got enticed, and the other day I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ragnarok.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Edition, yeah. So that's pretty
cool. What I keep forgetting. I'm like, every time you say you buy it, I'm just thinking that you're downloading, but you don't have Ubisoft Plus. Yeah, that's great. Go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say. You got it on Stadia?
I did.
Okay.
Hold on. I gotta see if we could put it on your screen.
Okay, cool.
Hold on. I'm gonna send
you DMing it to me again?
I am.
All right. Second.
Because I like that Valhalla has the performance mode now, and it still looks pretty good in performance mode. So it's like, that's crazy, dude.
Do this. We're gonna put this on the screen. Yeah, dude. It's Oh, look. So people are gonna think I'm gonna bring the angries out, and they're gonna say, "Oh, that's a lie." And this is nothing against GFN 3080 tier at all, but one of the main reasons that, oh, this is dope. This looks good. Yeah, this looks fantastic. One of the reasons why I didn't, that really like kind of made my decision on the 3080 tier, because it wasn't pulling me from Stadia, because again, Stadia's convenience is what I look for in the cloud, you know. But when it came to the games that I play, the Ubisoft games on Stadia, the ones that I play, like, and now Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I really couldn't notice much of a difference between it at the time, it being 1440p on PC, and then what I was getting from Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 60 frames per second. I get that you can do 100 frames per second. I don't need that. I don't need 100 frames per second. 60 is good enough for me. Now that you could do 4K on there, I don't know, and you know, but what Assassin's Creed Valhalla offers on Stadia now is good enough for me. I don't think what they may offer is worth an additional $10 a month on, you know, so I'm just going to stick with it on Stadia Pro. And I came across other games like The Division that I played, and I felt the same way. But this is like, this to me, Pete, and you tell me if you agree, this to me is like the pinnacle of the balance of performance and fidelity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think all Ubisoft games, if they can't look like The Division, they should at least look like this. What do you think?
100%, dude. God, that looks so nice.
Yes.
So yeah, dude, I like kind of got lost. My food's almost here. Sorry. So it's nice that to see that this is possible, and every game going forward should be like this. Like, it just looks nice,
Looks
dude.
good,
This is just in performance mode, and then just two of them just get assassinated.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I loved it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What I'm saying to you, Ubisoft, is I get it. You know, things got to have a priority, and you know, you got to prioritize Xbox and PlayStation. I get it. I understand, but like ultimately, like Far Cry 6. Now there's no excuses. Far Cry 6 should have a performance mode. If they add a performance mode that looks like this to Far Cry 6, it's a wrap. I'm uninstalling it from my PC, and I'll never play it on PC again. Because I'm going to tell you this much. As much as it looks good on PC, the performance at times is crappy. And then I got to toggle between, do I want HDR or do I want the 4K assets? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get rid, or the HD assets, I got to get rid of those, because every time it comes with a new patch, it gets more and more bloated. So I'm sick, and that's why you guys don't see no more Far Cry streams for me, because I'm sick and tired of every other day there's a new install, and it just makes it more complicated to play it. Put that, give it a performance mode that looks like Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Stadia. It's a wrap. Watch everybody like buy this game all of a sudden that don't have Ubisoft Plus. Watch everybody buy all the DLCs, and watch it just get a shot in the arm that I don't even think Ubisoft would expect. Just so do it. Do it.
Our decisions are too hard.
Exactly. I know. So what would you give this this week on Stadia? What grade would you give it overall? A, B, C, or D, Pete?
And I do like B plus.
You can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, B plus.
B plus.
I'll give it a B plus.
Okay. No, I think it was a good one. I'm still. I know. I'm taking it. Well, no, I can't chicken out. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a C plus. I'll give it a C plus. Again, and people are gonna, what? City Skylines is big. Don't get me wrong. City Skylines is big. But again, I'm thinking about what would an A plus this week on Stadia look like. It would have Dying Light 2 in it. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I mean? So maybe a B minus. I'm still thinking maybe a B minus I would give it, because having a Far Cry 60 frames per second version on here is big. You know what I mean?
And I automatically bought it, so I mean,
Yeah, B minus. Yeah, I'll settle for B. I'll stick with B minus. All right, well that's it for that one, man. Great twos. The difference a day makes, and what we're going to talk about in the after show, Pete. I didn't put it there, but I just want to talk about the spastic nature of the Stadia community, because like literally 35 seconds before they announced City Skylines, you know, everybody was like, oh man, I don't even know if Stadia is going to make it till tomorrow. You know, the Reddit was a typical Reddit and all other stuff. Then they dropped City Skylines in there, which is a great ad. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice ad. And a 60 frames per second Far Cry. But then everybody's mood completely changed. Even the Reddit. The Reddit was all hopeful and nice and fair. And I'm like, City Skylines and Far Cry are great games to have on a platform, but we shouldn't be this spastic. Like, it shouldn't take, we shouldn't get so low, and it shouldn't just take just 2 games to get us so high. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're too spastic. And I want to talk about that in the after show. But with that said, it's time to move on to our next topic. And our next topic is immersive stream. So I want to do this. I'm going to put this up here. Let me minimize this so we can get this on the screen. Talk about it. Now, our good friend Clive Linden, my spiritual advisor, all things Stadia, had a hell of a show Monday. If you missed it, shame on you. Let me show you something. Speaking of the Reddit, he was talking about some of the rocket scientists in the Reddit who, when they were addressing immersive stream, someone asked, like, is this off of Stadia's tech? And someone said, no way, Stadia can't do that. And come to find out that off the current GPUs and the current Stadia tech, they're able to render 3D photorealistic, they call it XR images. So again, as we've been telling you, the current Stadia tech is strong. All right. But there's 2 types of information that's going out there about immersive stream. First is about immersive stream for games. We know it's like a business to business proposal that's the Stadia tech being licensed out for other people to use on their platforms, but also it's being used to power Android games as well, to make more powerful Android games that are being boosted by the power of the cloud. And it has enhanced development tools like harassment detection in chats and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of stupid stuff going on. All that is in this Inside Bolly Inside article. It's a great article. I'll leave a link to it before the end of the show, so check it out. Also, Immersive Stream for XR was launched at the Google I/O event. Again, photorealistic and immersive settings based off the current Stadia. This is according to 9 to 5 Stadia GPUs. So I'm pretty sure somebody reached out to them and got that information. And it's currently used by top companies like BMW, all the other stuff. So this Stadia tech is powerful, folks. Don't believe the naysayers. So my question for you, Pete, is first, how could Stadia tech being used to power up these big initiatives help Stadia retail, if that makes sense?
Not really.
Okay. So, all right. So the fact that you got, let me put it like this: the stuff that we're seeing being done with immersive stream, if that is successful and it gets a lot of pull and brings in a lot of money, how could that help out the Stadia that we're playing, the Stadia retail? How could you see that helping out Stadia retail?
So, like, how Immersive Stream helps out retail?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. So it's good. It's proof of concept,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like, there's this stigma surrounding cloud gaming, and Stadia breaks that stigma, regardless of what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to accept it, I guess, because it's by Google, and we're at a point in time where everybody just hates Google for some stupid reason.
It's a
Um,
cool thing.
it's yeah, I guess, but they like other companies that do the same exact thing, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, nobody's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the companies don't want you.
Yeah.
Um, so it's nice that, yeah, if they can prove that Immersive Stream is good for businesses, that'll definitely get Stadia, the retail side, into circulation better,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
basically.
And
Also,
go ahead, Pete. I'm sorry.
sorry, you can talk for a minute as my drink and some mozzarella sticks are here.
Uh-oh, his stuff is here. Well, that sounds good.
I'll
For
be
dinner,
right back.
I'm having fish sticks and quinoa. Ugh. But anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, no. And also to add to the great points that Pete made, this helps on so many fronts. It helps subsidize what Stadia is doing because, again, as Phil Harrison noted in the Stadia blog where they dissolved SG&E, it helps make Stadia a sustainable business. So it's a 1% market on the gaming side, but now you have something to subsidize the tool sets being enhanced, getting more game. You know, you have something to subsidize it now because you got this big business revenue that could potentially come in. I mean, again, they're already using Immersive Stream with they already licensed it out to BMW and other people. See, the big thing that you got to remember is you guys are not in these boardrooms and you don't know everything. Just because your friends in the Reddit may have passed something to you, you got to let this stuff pan out. And it's too early to sit there and act like you got to grasp, you know, everything that Stadia has in its pocket right now. It hasn't put everything out there yet. Trust me, just as I've talked to developers who are like, you haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to Immersive Stream, you haven't seen everything. And Google I/O and these reports that are coming out now are testament to that. You probably didn't even know that BMW was using Google Immersive Stream for the XR portion. You didn't know that, did you? Right. So stop talking like you know all the cards that Google is going to play. You don't. It's early. These are the early years. You got to let this stuff pan out. Just because things aren't moving as fast as you would like for it to move doesn't mean that they've played all their cards. You don't know. And this is proof and testament to that right now. So great stuff. I'm going to play a comment real quick from Simpleton. He says, imagine what Google is learning from immersive tech that can apply to Stadia games. The tech that renders those 3D photorealistic assets can be added as a dev tool to do the same to games. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just not just a subsidizing thing, but the assets, the tools, the usage, the data that's being collected will be brought back to the underlying tech and it'll make it better for everybody. Whether you're using it as BMW, you're using it to power Android games, or you're using it to power Stadia retail, it's going to make everything better. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Pete?
Nothing. I'm just saying I'm back, and
okay.
I got my drink from Sonic, which is a RT44. I don't know what it stands for, but it's like their biggest size.
Oh, wow.
It's a nerd slushie. It's a cherry nerd slushie with nerd
how's
candy.
it taste?
Good. I added some strawberry in there too.
Look at here he goes. Hold on, where's that? Where's the name tag at? Let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. There he goes, Chef Peter Cottontail. Added some strawberries to his Nerf slushie. All right.
I did.
Pete, what does it say about the power of the current Stadia tech that is being used for photorealistic augmented reality?
What does it say about like the ability to do so?
Yeah. What does it say? What does that tell us about how strong the current, and the reason why, and to add background to that question, we're always hearing, when's 2.0 coming out? You guys need to put 2.0 out there because the current Stadia tech is too weak. The fact that they're using that same current tech to do this XR rendering or the AR rendering or whatever you call it, what does that say about the power of the tech and those cries that you got to do something more powerful or it's useless?
That it proves the words that they tend to ignore all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that there is never going to be a Stadia 2.0 because Stadia is always upgrading, as they have stated before over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not designed to just be placed with the new version.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep working on it and it improves.
Yep. Sounds about right. Because I see all the time, there's that one person in the Stadia blog that says, "Oh, I've been patiently waiting for decades
I see
and decades.
That all the time, man.
Stadia 2.0.
Slapped across the face.
Oh God, help me!" I'm like, it's not even worth responding. So yeah, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody came out, or I think it was Stadia that came out, or that like pretty much said, "Look, don't go looking for Stadia. We heard you podcasters and stuff talking about Stadia 2.0, and Stadia 2.0 was never an idea that was put together by Stadia themselves. It was used by us as content creators to try to describe a future iteration of Stadia, that has this capability and that capability and allows ray tracing. We're going to consider it. We're going to just, as a shortcut, we're going to call it Stadia 2.0. But that was never the mindset of Stadia themselves. So like Pete said, I can't remember when or who it was, but they've come out and they pretty much said, like, just get to Stadia 2.0 verbiage out of your head. There are going to be upgrades. The performance is going to get better, but don't go looking for a Stadia 2.0 release like an Xbox Pro, you know what I'm saying, or a PS4 Pro or something. Don't expect that. Just play the games. When the upgrade comes, it'll come. You know what I mean? But that mantra that the Stadia tech right now is just too weak, and why we're not seeing the performance, no. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If the effort was put into it, Assassin's Creed Valhalla would have had a 60 frames per second mode at launch. They just didn't deem that it was necessary to do so. They went back, thank goodness, they went back later and put in the effort, and now we do have a 60 frames per second mode. So that, and again, it's a 60 frames per second mode that when I played it, rivaled the performance of the SuperPod. You know what I'm saying? So that is double the price. So I'm not saying that the current iteration is as powerful on paper as the 3080 tier, but it's powerful enough. It's powerful enough to yield some great results if developers want to utilize it. And there's proof right here to where with the XR technology that when people really want to utilize it, like BMW and whoever, when they want to utilize it and they flesh it out all the way, it does some pretty amazing stuff. Right. All right. So here goes a long one. If the other ones didn't stump you, Pete, this one will. So in an interview after her departure from SG&E, Shannon Studstill, remember her, commented that things that they worked on would not go to waste. It would be used to power future game initiatives and more. And when she said more, you think this is, when she said more, rather, here's the first question. When she was like, just, even though I'm going away, and even though the stuff that I worked on isn't all going to be utilized the way that we originally planned, there is going to be a use for it. You think way back then, Pete, she was talking about this immersive stream stuff, or what do you think she was talking about?
I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
That this is probably what she was talking about, but Google is very weird about the way they
Yep.
discuss things.
Yep. They truly are. They don't. They're very close to the vest.
What he was referring to
Mm-hmm.
is that it's tech they were working on before. Like, I don't think they're done permanently. More, it's like build up a base first, and then you can go all out and get all the cool stuff.
Yep. Exactly. I'm with you there. And the second part of that question is, do you think that there's even more, particularly on the game side, that we have yet to see?
I think there is more, yes, but it's going to take a couple more months for it to start coming out.
I think there's a slew of stuff. Just think that they're being quiet about it. They're like, first, I think what we're seeing from Google, and I talked about this before, is like people are like, no, AAA games ain't coming, and they've abandoned them. And then we're still seeing jobs from 2K. I just showed you guys, what was it, yesterday in the video, or a day before yesterday, where say that again.
Sorry, I'm cutting off. I apologize, but you're bringing up a lot of stuff because a certain group of people said that 2K stopped support a long time ago. Yep. And I'm like, that's not at all true. But go ahead, just say whatever you want, I guess. But like, we know it wasn't true.
I mean, and it's the same attitude that said, "Oh, Outright Games is leaving." It's just doom and gloom to, I don't know, justify past notions or past things that were said. I don't get it. But when you look at the evidence, if you see, look, like I said, Strauss Zelnick isn't known for holding his tongue back. He doesn't. He was one of the first partners. He was the first partner, rather, to speak negatively about Stadia out in public. I remember it put all of us in an outroar, including myself, until I got a better understanding of what he was like actually saying. But Strauss Zelnick is not going to hold his tongue. And nor does he feel like he has to cater to the Stadia community. The fact that Take-Two still had, or 2K still has job positions out there, and they're creating new job positions that still refer to Stadia as recent as April, says a lot. And then when you look at their when you look at their investor quarterly calls, their slides, they talk about we're investing in the future for new pipelines, new way, including cloud. And then what do they have there? They have Stadia, PlayStation Plus, or PlayStation, formerly PlayStation Now, and they have Xbox Cloud Gaming. And they're talking about things where they're going to do iterations of things in the future, not just because they had a game there. That's a part of the slide where they're talking about activity or plans for the future. All right. So when you take into consideration all that, it basically looks to me as that, like other developers, they're waiting to see. They're waiting until the porting process, or AKA the low change porting, as to where their liking is. And then they'll sit down and renegotiate. They'll take a look at it, check it out, and renegotiate. Doesn't mean you'll hear us a lot here on this channel talk about the low change porting. That doesn't mean as soon as they say, okay, now we've opened the low change porting to everybody, day after day after day, you'll see like 10, 15, 20 games. No, it's still, people still got to look at it, check it out. Contracts have to be, made for people that aren't already re-signed or whatever. But Stadia said in their keynote, we look forward to working with the people that we work, and I'm ad-libbing here, but we're not ad-libbing, but paraphrasing. We look forward to working with those people that we originally worked with again. So to just jump on this negative train and say they're never coming back, no, that's not the case. Stadia had a porting problem. It looks like that once it's addressed, either once it's addressed or once it gets a ish load of players, whatever comes first, that'll change their minds. It looks like that the fixing the porting process may come first, and once that's all fleshed out and ready to go, I would assume that you would start seeing those developers come back, look at the platform, start signing new deals, start working on getting new games on the platform. So, all right.
100%.
Cool. Okay. So that's awesome stuff. Let's go and see what the chat has to say about all this. Chat, you think Stadia's closing down tomorrow? Let's see what you guys got to say. Y'all got a lot of comments. Holy cow. Psalmist Pro says Stadia 2.0 is just our console way of thinking. It will pay. Exactly. You know, exactly. He hit that right on the nail. What is epistemic? Is that a word or typo? I'll Google it in a minute. Where'd you see that at? Let me see what else we got here. We know it is the game code that is weak. To defeat latency, Stadia runs at plus 40% frames at source and only affords variation over time. Not sure. Simpleton. Hey, leave me alone, Simpleton. He said, ish. MM2K just said low change porting 3 times without calling it low charge porting. I know, I'm getting better at that, man. I'm getting better, Simpleton. I'm trying to get better. So yeah, definitely cool stuff. Great stuff to see. On to our last section, which is the interviews. And I want to first, Pete, start with a fantastic article that you did with Yves Holler, the maker at, what is it, Broken Arm Games? Did I get that right?
Co-founder.
Co-founder of Broken Arm. Okay.
Broken Arm Games. Yep.
And you did this interview with him, with over 100 Days Winemaking Simulator. And you guys talked about, he's very excited to do with the Google partnership. Well, go ahead. Let me shut the hell up, and I'm gonna turn it over to you. So what's some of the things that you guys talked about here in this fantastic article?
To be honest, hold on, give me a second. I just had it up and now it's not up.
Okay.
Okay. Found it. So I asked Yves, I was like, so how much has Stadia benefited 100 Days from both the platform perspective and how well is your game being on Pro helped revenue?
Mm-hmm.
In his words, in simple words, without the Stadia Maker program, 100 Days would not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Google believes in the project and helps us fund part of the development. The revenue is amazing because after the first month it stabilizes, which gives us a monthly stable income, and this is highly unusual in the indie scene.
Wow.
So that was the first question. And to get a glimpse for like how long development can be for games, I was like, how long was the development time for 100 Days, and was the process smooth using the tools that Stadia provides? And I was told that overall, the 100 Days game was in development for over 30 months. At the start of the Google certification process, it was one of the most rigid requirements we had encountered within the gaming industry in the following months. It has become much better to work with.
Yep.
And
Awesome.
then basically that's really it. The other questions like kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that he's confirming that both the Stadia Maker program is alive and well, despite reports that it's gone, and that Stadia Pro is actually worth it ever since they announced that change of what they were doing, the 80/20, I think, or something like that for
the devs and the pro contract.
Yeah. I mean, great stuff there. And thank you so much for that interview. I mean, it put a lot of insight on things, again, for those that may have had some misconceptions about the Makers program and other stuff. I think that helped flesh that out there. Also, I got a chance to sit down with our good friend John Scar, and we interviewed Carson Kelly. Hell of an interview. He's the guy behind Talking Dogs, and they signed a deal with Stadia as well. Now, Carson may not have a super amount of experience with publishing games, but he seems to have had a very effective, what do you call that? Presentation as far as what he's looking to do with the game, and future iterations of this, that, and the third. It's impressed PlayStation, you know what I mean, and it's impressed Google, and so he's been able to partner with both entities to work and flesh out this, I guess, franchise, if you want to call it. He said there's more information that's going to come June. That was per a tweet that he sent out today. I think it's going to come June 1st. He's going to have some information that's going to maybe include release dates and some other plans with the game. But nonetheless, what he has done has impressed enough to where, again, he successfully received partnerships with Stadia and PlayStation. So this is great to see. This is great to see more games coming. But some of the key points that we got from Carson is that he found certain aspects of the Google partnership less restrictive than the console counterparts, which, again, people tell you, again, we know the development side was a little bit more cumbersome. Like Eves talked about that, and he said it's gotten better though. But we know the development side was a little cumbersome, more to the appetite of some devs. But Google just doesn't know what they're doing. Or one of the things that we're seeing being thrown out recently is that they just don't have an adequate background in gaming, or they don't understand how gaming works. So, and everybody else does so much better than them. So, things are all unorganized and all over the place. From all the devs that we've talked to, that doesn't seem like the case. I mean, this was just another one that you can add to that list that says, no, the relationship with Google was a lot less restrictive, and it felt good. It felt better than some of the other mainstream partnerships. And again, he's talking about extending the Talking Dog into a series and other things that should come. Information on that should come June 1st, likely. And the game will be the first of various games using Unreal Engine 5 on the platform. And that's all he could say. So my question to you, Pete, is we routinely hear from recent devs, hear them express so much joy working with Stadia over consoles. Is that a surprise to you? Because again, you hear people in the community say, yeah, Stadia just ain't got it together. They don't understand games. But when you talk to the devs that are actually working on the platform, they tell you something different. Is it a surprise that it's different than what people may think it is as far as working with Stadia?
No, because when you're hearing it from the people that actually work with the platform,
Like, you would think you would just believe them straight up instead of like even questioning whatever somebody else says. Because we're just in that age, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain. We're just like, I see like moments like as periods of time, and like I name each one, and this one is just the complete era of just like he said, she said, but cranked up to 10. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't get it. Sometimes I'd rather just believe the people who actually have something to do with the platform, because they're the ones who could give us more information more than anyone. And also, I would like to address, so does this mean that LaserDog got out of their money situation and formed new contracts? Because if so, that's awesome.
They didn't say explicitly, because I tried to question them on that, but it sounds like that they may have. Maybe they're working some things out and they don't want to announce anything. I don't know. But it sounds like they're in a lot better space than they were before. And I'm glad you brought that up, because we're gonna bring that up as well as what happened there. But yeah, it sounds like that they're in a lot better space thanks to the Stadia community.
That's another article I wrote.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's awesome. That is right. I forgot all about that. Jesus. Yeah, that was I guess we could bounce there too real quick. And being that we could talk about it being that you wrote the article. Look, we interviewed them today as well on Stadium Connect North. Pete wrote an article talking to them beforehand. They were in dire financial straits. They wanted to make Death Run TV so good. And and just talking to them today, you can understand how this happened. They just kept getting suggestions and thinking over things, and they totally ran past their budget with the publisher. So then they had to self-fund more than they anticipated. And even though they got the game complete and it's in a great state as far as they're concerned, they ran out of money. And they weren't able, they thought that they would have to dissolve the company, go bankrupt. Meaning that even though they spent all this time on the game and we could get it in our hands June 1st and play the ish out of it and say, oh, this is the best thing they had Stadia, they wouldn't get a dime. Because once a studio like that goes into bankruptcy, that goes to the creditors, all that money. So they were about to be in a position where their lifelong dream was going to all fizzle. And then it was brought to the Stadia community, and we asked, what can we do to help? And you know what we did, Pete? We went and bought the soundtrack to the game, and people made special donations, and that allowed them to stay afoot long enough to explore other options to where, again, it sounds like they're going to be able to pick up and continue to go. And they thank the Stadia community immensely. So that's just a fantastic thing that we did for that developer, and just shows you the goodwill of the community. What are your thoughts on that, Pete?
That it shows that there's not just 12 people on Stadia.
Exactly. 12 rich people. That's what there is. Just 12 rich people.
Yeah, it's just 12 rich people just making a bunch of accounts to just spam.
Yeah, exactly.
And make it seem like we're a bunch of people. It's nothing much. Also, I just DM'd you the article link.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep, I can put it up on the screen. Yeah, that's great stuff. Let me see here.
Oh, I'm also going to put it in, if you guys want to check it out. I posted the 100 Days one, and I just posted the Laser Dog story.
Yep. Awesome stuff. That is right. My bad, Pete. Pete's killing it on the website. So yeah, this was it. Yeah. They were able to get the fundings that they needed. And now it sounds like that they are out of the bind that they were in, because again, it could have been a situation which that would have really sucked, but we would have been buying this game and we're like, oh, this is awesome. Oh my God, best game to come on Stadia, twin stick shooter. Oh, we would have been enjoying it, and they wouldn't have gotten a dime. They wouldn't have gotten a dime from all their hard work. That would have sucked. You know what I mean? So glad we could do that. You know what? On that vibe, Pete kind of talked about this. I can't remember with who, but I'll ask you. We often hear that it's not our job to do this. It's Stadia's job, and we make ourselves look like fools when we do this stuff. What do you think about that? I have thoughts. I'm gonna wait to share them after you share your thoughts. What do you think about those that look at the things that we do, that when we go highlight the Kickstarters for the Project Z game, and we bring up Talking Dogs, people like Ralph Haley, promotes the hell out of that game and influences that developer to come over, and then they end up with a partnership with Stadia out of it, and other things that happen. When we get this involved, and we got a section of the cloud community that say, oh no, it's just about you just sitting there waiting for a game, and that's it. Anything else is foolish. What would you have to say to that?
That they're all talking nonsense. Like, yeah, we don't have to do things like this, but it feels nice to do it because it shows you that there's an actual community out there instead of just a bunch of people celebrating because it's their favorite platform to play. Like, that's cool and all. But I don't know many places that have an actual community that can come together.
Yep. Like this.
Yep.
Like this. Yep. I'm gonna say this. And this is me getting on my soapbox. I won't be too long. The people that feel that way are misguided. I've been gaming for 35 plus years, longer than a lot of people listening to this have been alive. And a lot of people, unfortunately, just have this harebrained idea of gaming that's developed in like the last 10 or 15 years. You know what I mean? Where it's just, you pound your desk, you throw your mic up against the wall, and you go curse somebody else that's associated with game development or something, that you act like, little spoiled brats over everything, and you whine 24/7. Or if somebody doesn't like what you like, you go embarrass them online and you go pile on. That silly notion. That's what it's about to you. You know what I mean? No. Okay, what were you going to say, Pete? A community is about just that, a community. Like, I'll give you an example. Me and my wife, every morning we go walk about 2 to 3 miles. She tries to kill me. She makes me walk over highways. She's just crazy. But, along our way, when we get back to close to home, sometimes there's the kids out there that'll be outside waiting for the bus and stuff like that. And they'll have their like little snacks, their Cheetos or whatever, and they throw their ish all on the ground. And we could keep walking, but my wife was like, no, the property around here is nice. These are all decent homes. And she goes out there after we get done walking. She'll go change and grab the trash stick and pick up the trash. Now, does she have to do that? No. But again, because we're in a community where we've been welcomed and we feel at home, we go that extra step. And because my wife did this, there's other people that jog with us that we intersect with them. Today, they started joining my wife in picking up the trash. You know what I mean? A couple ladies, older ladies, they help my wife pick up the trash. When you have a strong community, that's what you do. You guys band together for a common cause. It's not a job. Everything's not a job. You guys are so young and so inexperienced and so wet behind the ears. You take everything as a job. Well, that's not I can see you at work right now. Well, that's not my job, so I'm not going to do that. You go tell Frank to do that. Everything's not a freaking job. Some of you got to get a life. You got to understand how real life works. It's great to get a paycheck, but that's not the tell all be all about everything. When you're a community, you band together, you make things happen. You make things happen in a positive note. And I get it. A lot of you grew past Stadia. Stadia was a gateway drug for you to cloud gaming, and you don't like it anymore and you want to go elsewhere. That's fine. But just because wherever you're at now, there's not the same sense of community, you know what I mean? You weren't successful in pulling out sex of the Stadia community to follow you. That doesn't mean that you got to, again, hashtag piss in my cornflakes. This is what we do here. We do highlight games that we want to see on the platform. We will help Kickstarters get like Sky Climbers and then Project Z, whatever. And we will, when we can, donate extra to help developers do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? To show their appreciation for contributing to our community. Nobody else does that, and that's what makes us unique. And if you don't like it, so the F what? Go play on your new platform and leave us the hell alone. But don't get mad because we care about what's going on over here. It's not my fault y'all don't have the same collective enthusiasm happening around there. You guys really need to get yourselves together. Find something that you enjoy instead of trying to bicker and piss in cornflakes over here. This is what we do. And if you don't like it, close your eyes and go elsewhere. But for those of you that have participated and contributed to these great events and these great acts, kudos to you. And like I said earlier, don't let anybody else tell you that what you're doing is wrong. They're just miserable. things didn't pan out the way that they wanted them to. And misery loves company. So that's me on my soapbox. Hope you guys appreciate it.
I think I need to address that I have pissed in several people's because they are angry. They're like Cosmo or whatever the little gremlin's name is.
Oh yeah, Spike.
Midnight.
Or
yeah, Spike. Whenever he's just this angry little gremlin. And that's basically how they all look to me.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you like what you like, but because we do things differently, like it's different here. Sorry. And I know you're bewildered. Oh, how come you didn't break camp like me? Because we didn't. So if you don't like what's going on over here, close your eyes and just go play in your new space.
Call me anytime. I'll come give your cereal the special touch as required.
The special sprinkles. Yeah. I don't want the special sprinkles. You know what I mean? So.
Special sprinkles, or if you want to pay extra, you get the whole stream.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want what was it, golden crisp. I don't want any golden crisp, right? Mr. Byron Flake says Peter's the best man. Yeah, that's why he's here, man, to keep me in check. And, to make sure that you guys are always awake and realize that he got the special streams for you if you need it. You need it for your morning oatmeal. Yeah, so
that's why oatmeal tastes so good. If you want to thicken oatmeal, just do that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If you want that, oh, God. That thick golden oatmeal. Yuck. With that said, that is actually today's show, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. We had a hell of a time talking about Stadia games. There's so much to cover. We couldn't cover everything today, but join me and Daryl Smock Jr. tomorrow for weekly checkup. Damn, I don't even know the name of the shows that I'm hosting anymore. Weekly checkup. Me and Daryl Smock Jr. If you're a member, you get to join us at noon tomorrow as we sit and go over certain topics. And it'll air for the public Sunday at 11:15 a.m. With that said, it's time for outros. Pete, can you let the good people know where you're at? I know where they can find you at, rather.
You can find me, as always, on Twitter at foremost_GG. You can also find me on StadiaDosage at foremost_GG, writing stuff, covering news, doing things. And then that's basically where you guys can find me right now. And I'm kind of starting to stream things on YouTube. I posted a link of some gameplay of my amazing stream. Also, pause. So Shake Capo just paid $4.99. Oh, any disgruntled Stadia fans, come on over to the PlayStation.
He's still coming up. Hey, yo, Shake, get your ass out of here. Shake still. Hey, look.
Hey, Shake, I need to tell you that Ubisoft Plus isn't the same right now as what's on Stadia. Like
the Ubisoft Classic.
Stadia has things that Ubisoft Plus has that the PlayStation 1 doesn't, and then when Classic comes, it's going to hit everywhere. So then Stadia is still going to have all the stuff that PlayStation doesn't.
That's funny. Hey, Shake, get your butt out of
Shake,
here.
I appreciate you, but I don't need you coming here telling no lies.
That's my Shake. I remember when I first stopped making console content. And I start coming over here. Shake since 2020, right? Shake has been trying to convince me to come back. I ain't coming back, man. Y'all can argue about RDNA 3 over there. Like, and another thing too, Pete, which I found funny, is that everyone's like, yeah, why did the Stadia community do this? And why did the Stadia community do that? But meanwhile, I was listening to Spaces over there, in, for instance, the Xbox community, and they were complaining about, man, we don't never have any play days. We don't never get together and play. This is a community of people that have been on Twitter since 2013, almost 10 years, and they still haven't had community play days. Dude, just this past Saturday, we had Stadia Community Day. Don't tell me to be like them. You can kiss when the sun don't shine, man. Please, I'm not even trying to be like them. So Shake, I love you, brother. You come over here and see me all day. I'd be damned if I come back over there. Y'all talking about that? Yeah, man. So-and-so be having a community play day with 3.5 people.
Many players? Y'all got how many players?
Exactly, bro.
Can't find something to just schedule a couple people to play. It's like picking a pebble out of like a thing of boulders. You can't find one just to combine people.
There's 300 million consoles out there. Y'all got 3.5 people and someone's grandma doing a community play day every 5 years. We're not doing that here. No. We get to talk to the devs. We're playing the games like we're doing, and then, we're putting, where we can, we're being a little bit more helpful. He says, we console war on the side of the track. Yeah, whatever. I got no shakers, my brother.
You take your plastic boxes elsewhere, bro. My PS4 broke and I'm done with consoles. I just got my PC in the cloud.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I can't lie. I rock with the PlayStation 5 too. I love Deathloop on there. But nah, brother. Yeah, this ain't nobody coming over there, man. They ain't coming over here, brother. But I appreciate the $4.99. We appreciate the $4.99. But thank you. But no, shout out to Shea Capo. He's been one of my original supporters, man. I love that. He's a good brother. He's a good man. Despite his flaws and his propaganda, try to get y'all over there. But with that said, what else was we gonna say? Oh yeah. So Pete. Did you let everybody know where they can find you at, good brother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, and you can find me on StadiaDosage here. The StadiaDosage website is just killing it, man. So check those guys out there. Every now and again, I might plop something there, but I don't want to mess up what those guys got going over there. It's fantastic. You can also check me out on Twitch. We're gonna be doing more Twitch stuff. Hey, Pete, don't forget, brother. If you watch 4 hours of a Division 2 stream, you get an exotic cache. So set a stream and just forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Go to sleep or something. And get your exotic cache from the Twitch drops. So okay. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing a stream as well. So check me out. And that's it. And until next time, that's it. That's MM2K and your boy Peter Cottontail. Join us in the after hours show. If you're a member, if you're a prescription member or higher, it'll automatically take you over. I just want to ask Pete a couple of questions about just the spastic community. I haven't rapped to my good brother in a while. I just want to get his thoughts on it, and we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to close out over there too. But join us if you're a member. With that said, until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Later.